continuing this conversation, we touched up, and this very good that you mentioned the recruiting stage and then onboarding stage and things like that. Often when we speak about like all the R's, 3 R's of nearshoring, that's relationship, recruiting and retention, the client side is often putting a huge focus on recruiting, because to many they think it's like 90% of work, maybe 80% of work, but then they are not as careful, as dedicated on the other parts of it. Why do you think it is so to the businesses who come for nearshoring, that they focus only on recruiting but not on anything else?
So, like, first of all, I would probably like to mention that we have it different. So we have it the other way around. And the thing is that in our case, developers are collaborating pretty closely with the product owner. So they are like a conversation partner, and they also like help shaping the assignment. This way, if the person, like, you know, if we just brought in like 30 developers, it wouldn't make that much sense, because they wouldn't be like onboarded, they wouldn't be that long with us to actually have their say into the process. So I think that what makes the difference is whether you've got just like some very clearly specified work, and the task for the developers is, guys, just turn it into code, right? And if you have it like that, and you don't want the assignment to be challenged by developers, you know, or you just like want to make it happen, then it totally makes sense to bring in more people and increase the head count. But if you work more in like an iterative manner, and really like product guys are closely collaborating with the devs, then like bringing more people, just bringing more people and not paying any attention and having high fluctuation wouldn't make sense, right? So for us, it's really important to have the guys stay long with us, because they like gradually gain expertise, and even with like you know, lower headcounts, we are able to achieve the same results as someone with like teams of double the size. So like I think that really the difference is between, you know, just do this task versus like help me also like you know, reshape the initiative so that it really works with the customers.
On this matter, would you agree that if you see a person, anyone would understand that this person needs to be HR'd, like, you know, having a little conversation, how things are going, if everything is okay and so on. But if you do not physically see a person, if one is in another country, on a screen, on a Skype window or something, this feeling of a manager may be not as strong, and that's why maybe some of the businesses may be ignoring the essence of HR work, retention work with their remote team. Would you agree on that?
So depends. I think that the personal contact is still like very, very important, and even in our teams we really like support that the guys like will meet at least at the beginning, because it creates like some personal touch or feeling. However, currently we offer like all of the setups. So like you know, the teams themselves pick whether they want to work like remotely in some hybrid regime or like totally on site, right? And I think that this is kind of like, if the ownership is in the hands of the developers, also like the teams and their like managers, then this problem I wouldn't say like doesn't exist, because we still like need to like bring the people together so that they meet face to face. But then like the difference is a bit blurred, right? Because everyone works under the same rules, and it's the same thing that I was like saying about like the culture. At least at Twisto, that basically no matter whether it's like a third-party vendor or whether it's an internal employee, they all have the same rules, right? So if we've got like developers, I don't know, like in Poland, and some of them are internal, some of them are from another vendor, like they decide as a team, do we want to stay in the office or do we want to be distributed?
Okay, good. Then overall, I think I heard a little bit of how you handle that problem, but maybe once again as a separate question. You have teams around the world. Maybe they are mostly now in Europe, like, you know, still like, you know, within 1-2 hours of time zones, but overall it's still like a geographically distributed team. How an organizational structure should change in technological department to actually manage this remotely spread teams around the world? Or maybe there are no difference, it's just like, you know, just as it would be in the same office.
Yeah. So probably, and maybe like I'll be repeating myself, but like the first point I was mentioning are really like the delivery teams, right? So like there are some units. We never like want some like lone wolves working just individually, because it probably wouldn't be good for them either. It wouldn't be good for us, because we really like teams that, or units that are like together in the country. The same holds true for local markets, right? So if we have a market, there's a team lead, he has like his team of developers, and they are responsible for a particular area. It could be even the local market. The engineering manager, who's like responsible for multiple delivery teams, definitely should like meet these guys, right? So even if we are starting a team in a new location, he's like spends some time there till like there's a new team lead like nominated, till like everything is set up, and then he can like move elsewhere or just go there on a regular basis. But at the beginning, it's really important just to transfer the culture, etc. And as I've mentioned, it should go like the other way as well, right? Because the problem, or where we don't want to be, is when everything would be directed, say, from the Czech Republic, right? Or we would be just saying, okay, so guys, this is like the roadmap, and now like you are just the guys implementing it. This would be the wrong model, right? You rather want ownership in the countries, that they know, okay, so we are the ones who are like running Twisto or Zip like in this country. We are responsible for the delivery, for coming up with the new features, etc. And whenever we need help or some support, we can like ask the guys from the hub, from the like best practices, etc. Right? But we are the ones driving the market. One thing maybe on top of like the product delivery itself that we need to deal with are things like operations and also like customer support. And by operations I mean also like IT operations. Some of the countries might require us to like have the data inside the country, also like have local customer support, which we pretty much like, because it's nice that if you like have some trouble, the person speaks your language, right? It's always nice to have. And also like if there's the data and there's the infrastructure in that particular country, we also need some people who are able to operate it. So also like DevOps teams, but also like ops teams, let it be like technical or customer support.